Your day. As you can see, it's a bright and sunny morning, which is something of a surprise for us. We've been here for the last 3 or 4 days, and every morning has been chilly, to say the least, and to be generous. But today is bright and sunny. Quite a good day we have ahead of us. As you rightly said, the president has been on a working tour of this area for the last 3 days or so, and it's likely to go for another 2 days. So roughly about 5 days of a working tour of this area. And the main agenda has been about launching or commissioning projects, some of the projects that had been commissioned before and needed to be launched, or rather inaugurated. And of course, meeting the people. This scene was very reminiscent of how the Kenya Kwanza campaigns were just a year ago in the run-up to the August elections last year. The president and his deputy in their absolute element, meeting the people, pressing the flesh, so to speak, charming the crowd, chiding them, cajoling them, and ramping them up, of course. That is what has been happening for the last few days. But also, there's been quite a bit of local and national politics and interplay of the same. We've seen all kinds of leaders represented here from the Nyeri County, from every single county that we've traversed when we left with the president from Nairobi. Started out at Githurai in Kiambu County, went to Murang'a County, and then went to Kirinyaga County, and now we're in Nyeri County. Now, let me give you a little bit about of a detail, a little bit of just a little bit of detail about today. Today, the president is having a cabinet meeting at the Sagana State Lodge. That is happening right now as we speak. All the cabinet secretaries are congregated there for a cabinet meeting. Now, today is different because that meeting, the meeting as it's ongoing and the aftermath of it are not open to the media for coverage. It's a closed-door meeting in camera, as they say, and that's ongoing right now. Immediately after that, the president is expected to open a new KCC facility, the Kenya Cooperative Creameries facility at Kiganjo, which is just about 20 minutes from where I'm at right now, which will be not in Kieni constituency, which is about 20 minutes from here, 15 kilometers from here. After that is going to be another meeting, this time with Mount Kenya opinion leaders. You can interpret that as you wish. We're talking about people of note, people of influence. We're talking about business leaders, religious leaders, political leaders, and that's going to be happening at the Sagana State Lodge as well. And then after that, there's going to be a bit of a break, and there's going to be another meeting once again with governors of Mount Kenya region, from this mountain region. All the governors from this region will be congregating at the Sagana State Lodge as well. Now, you may wonder as to what the tone and the agenda of these meetings will be. They're close to the public, close to the media. But, the people we've spoken to have given us a little bit of an indication of what the meetings are supposed to be. Now, the president has a big job on his hands right now. And, as indicated by the immediacy, or rather the imperative of this trip to the mountain, to shore up support for the government, to connect with a region that was very instrumental into getting him into power, to rather reconnect with that region, as well as to be able to communicate some of the government agenda and some of the government stance and positioning on what is going on in the country right now, specifically the cost of living, specifically the Finance Act, and furthermore specifically the upcoming talks between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio. All that has been happening, and those meetings will be to align not just his leadership, but also the political leadership of the area, to align along those lines. The cabinet meeting that's happening this morning right now, part of the agenda, we're informed, is some of the things that have been indicated here, some of the promises that have been given to the locals right here in this area, and to the local leaders as well. Projects, for example, alignment, adjustments in government policy to be able to serve the people better. Those are some of the things that will be in discussion. And the president has actually promised the people, through their leaders, as he was going around in the different stops, to be able to give them, or rather make the necessary adjustments that will be able to benefit them. And so part of that agenda will be to align his cabinet to those things. Another reason for that meeting, we're informed, is it's a matter of routine. It's a matter of course. You know, the president will need to meet his cabinet from time to time, and since he's over here for a number of days, then the cabinet will come to him. As I say, if the mountain cannot come to Mohammed, then Mohammed must go to the mountain. That's what's happening here at the Sagana State Lodge. The meetings later on are interesting, though. Those are with opinion leaders, you know, from this area, and the sitting governors from this area. I'll take you back to Sunday, where we had the interdenominational service at Sagana State Lodge. A number of governors from this area showed up, with the exception of one or two. The Tharaka Nithi governor didn't make it and sent an apology. One of the sentiments that came out from that meeting is that particularly the leaders from what they call Mount Kenya East, we're talking Meru, Embu, Tharaka Nithi, there was a call for the president to perhaps open up avenues for them to be able to also relate and connect and share the views alongside the leaders of Mount Kenya West, which is Nyeri, Kiambu, Kirinyaga and Nyandarua. All of that was in play, and in fact there was a rather an interesting suggestion, I should say, from the governor of Embu, that perhaps another state lodge needs to be opened on that other side, Mount Kenya East, to be able to ensure that the people of there also get to see a lot more of their president. So the conversation will be around development. The conversation will be around the upcoming conversation. The conversation will be around access to government services. One of the things that was raised that was an issue was access to identification cards, access to passports, access to documents of a statutory nature, and you know, the requirements for job seeking, things like the police abstracts, things like the certificate of good conduct, things like passports and IDs that I've mentioned before. Those are issues that some of the governors raised in that meeting, at the interdenominational meeting at Sagana State Lodge last Sunday. I imagine those are some of the issues that will be addressed in the meeting with the Mount Kenya governors later on today. Now, the meeting with the opinion leaders of this area, once again, like I've indicated, the general consensus is that these meetings are there to shore up support for government agenda, to reconnect with a region that actually did very well to put the president in power, a region that is actually represented in government in a very big way. A vast majority of the principal secretaries and as well the deputy president is from this region. That, in a nutshell, rather large nutshell, I must say, is the agenda for today. We'll be here today and tomorrow, where a few more things will be happening, including not limited to the launch of the affordable housing project in Kirinyaga. 30,000 jobs to the youth of the mountain that will be needed to help get that project off the ground. And once again, we're here to give you what you need to understand concerning what's happening in this working tour of the president. Over to you, Stanley and Fred and Flora. It's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Victor Muyakane. I'm eager to hit the road and get going. It's been an absolute pleasure. From the streets of Nyeri Town for TV 47, have a great day.